Good morning ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a video on DLD Productions PC, and in this video we'll be taking a look at a newly released course in PCS 2K25 by Stephen Manley. This course is called Isla, Brava, and it's a recreation of his Cat Bird course from PCS 2K23, and just been updated and changed a little bit to accommodate the new game. These are the settings I'm going with. So we've got medium winds, we've got default direction, we've got very firm fairways, very firm greens, very fast greens. The time of day is noon, the weather is overcast, and the crowds are on. Now I'm using my greenskeeper archetype for this playthrough because I've worked at it and it's now as good as the powerhouse archetype on this version. Both golfers are now in their 90s in terms of overall, so we can use either one we want and they're both going to be as effective. So there's the settings that we're going to do. We're going from the back tees as always, which I have to remember what they measure. So they measure 7,502 yards. So that's the one we'll be going from, and you can see the rest of the default conditions. Right, which I've obviously changed for this round. I have put medium winds on those, so we should get a little bit of a challenge from those. I am running this on my RTX4090M, the mobile version. So this will be a good test to see what this graphics card is capable of whilst recording this game. Good start to the first. Didn't read its distance, but I will do in a minute. Now this is a strategic course. I did see a round on this yesterday on one of my subscribed to YouTube channels. This is the first hole measures 485 yards from the back tees here. Now you may notice that my green reading skills have improved by a mile, and that's because we've got the green reader skill on the greenskeeper archetype. Now a good transition needed there, and I think we got one. This looks good, by the way. This looks very good. Now I have sped the greens up to the fast. I haven't gone for the default greens, I have sped them up a bit to the fastest possible, just for a challenge. (188 feet) reads it nicely and gets off to a good start. The second hole is a par 3 measuring 190 yards, but just look at the sculpting, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of planting, and just looks very, very good, as all Steve's courses actually look. I mean, somebody else mentioned that yesterday, but it's so true. Now, I'm just being careful where I want to put it, of course. I don't want to aim for a certain part of the green, but given how accurate my character is, that shouldn't be a problem at all. As you can see, I get an easier read because the green reading skill is at its maximum. Also, the putting skill for the golfer is at its maximum as well, which will help this situation. So we should be able to get close there. Not quite what I was looking for and just hit it a bit too hard. Right, interesting here. We are dropping frames a little bit. That's interesting. So we're not getting 60, and that's because of how much is going on, I think. We're getting 42 on that one. That's interesting. And it then dropped it to 33, but now it's picked it up to 60 again. So that's interesting. So certain holes the 4090M is struggling with, because there's so much detail. It's not doing too bad. Also, for some reason, it seems to have slowed down the computer as well. So I'm wondering if that's the reason it's not. We are on Office, so I maybe should change that to Turbo. Just give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a second. Where's the control center? No, I think it might be there actually. Right. Yes. Okay, let me just change the performance setup. I'm pretty happy to show this just while we get this set up. Right, okay. So that's turbo. Now it'll perform a bit. There you go, it's gone up to 4 now, so it's not too bad. Because it was in the office mode. Right. That might well be enough to keep it. To keep it around 60. Right. Now I have made a few changes to how this game runs on this system, and I'll go over that. Go over the changes I made throughout this video, but what I've basically done is reduce the amount of cores that this game operates off. Instead of it being, instead of it operating off all the P cores and the E cores, it now only operates off the 8 P cores, or performance cores. And I have noticed that doing that, the temperature of the Intel, as you can see, has come down dramatically. Particularly while running this game, so I think that's a good thing to do. And I managed to do that through a third-party app. So, as well, so that's pretty good. We can now play this game without having to worry too much about whether the system is going to get overcooked while it's doing this, because it'll run it most of the day, if not all of the day. This is not so good, but didn't get to see much of this, but let's see if he stops it in time. He did try, he pulled it down a fair bit, but unfortunately for him it still went a mile off. So this was a par 5, it's certainly not going to be taking advantage of this all. I actually picked overcast conditions because when I looked at the video yesterday, the conditions were pretty much overcast with a bit of sun, but pretty much overcast for most of the ground. So I've just gone full overcast to make it look the same as yesterday's video. Hole 5 is a par 3, measuring 141 yards, and as you can see, the views look stunning across the water. And bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is on a laptop chip. It's a good effort. And he takes advantage by scoring a birdie at the 5th hole. The 6th hole is another par 5, this time measuring 574 yards. And there's a decision to be made. Do I go with the long drive or do I not? I've decided to risk it because I think I can get it to stop in time. As you can see, she's got 322 yards on her longest drive. I'm wondering if that's in the dirt. No, it's in the fairway. Okay. It just changed texture, which is quite a good thing to do. That looks like a good second shot as well. Good swing path. And played it pretty nicely. We'll just turn up the game a little bit so I can hear a bit more of it. Right. Getting a bit awkward. Right. That's a better read there. Much better read. Unlucky. Superb. The 7th hole is par 4, measuring 430 yards. Again, plenty of humps and bumps in this fairway. Not smooth, but plenty of thinking to be done. And I could have couldn't have played that any better, I don't think. 362 yards, leaving himself just a short leg in. That's a good shot there. That's very good. Is it going to hold? It is, but he's going to have some work to do. Stunning birdie though. Not sure if a birdie was intended there, but I managed to get one. The 8th hole is par 4, measuring 493 yards. Again, the fact I can hit it so long is going to be an advantage. Not sure if its intention was to be an advantage, but certainly is going to be an advantage. 357, 133. Pretty straightforward shot, hitting it from the lie. That looks pretty good. There is supposed to be a wind affecting the shot, but the line adjusts for the wind with the difficulty setting I've got it on. And this is a good round so far. He's 5 under through 8. So he's not tearing the course up, but he's still doing pretty well. The 9th hole is a par 4, measuring 455 yards, and again it's an uphill tee shot with a good sight line. Plenty of bunkers to avoid. And oh, he's in the rough just next to the bunker. Could have fell in there quite easily, but he just avoided it. Looks to be the way to go, just to the left. Just try and get it to roll with the green slope. No, that's double breakers, so I'm going to assume that's straight. Almost. So I'd say a couple across. Good swing path. Oh, he just didn't go far enough across. Will it stop in time? Yes, it will. It's going to inch to his left. And he's right. To do that. So he turns in 31, which is 5 under. Good effort. This was par 5 again. I didn't read its distance, but it's another par 5 that measured this time 590 yards. So probably the longest par 5 on the course. And still manages to get a birdie. Look at that card, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much a decent card. And look at the graphics. Apart from the adjustment I had to make to the mode to make sure that the frames were kept up, this has been a smooth round so far, graphics wise. 365, 182. This is a long par 4 measuring. Again, I didn't read it, so 486 yards. Okay. Played uphill, so it plays longer than the yardage. 101. That's not too bad. Again, nowhere near the flag, but it's still good enough. 7 holes to go after this one. This looks like a good effort, just misread. Yeah, pretty good. 6 under after 11. The 12th hole is a par 4 measuring 482 yards. Again, it's an uphill tee shot, so I'm just going to take the power drive and see how much I can get up there. Again, I'm not too fussed about where it's going because I know the swing path's going to be decent. This looks like a good second shot as well. Could have thought about that one a bit, but still okay. Should be able to read it. Missed a few of these, but you'll get one eventually. I think it goes. Yeah, it does. It goes an inch across. Has he read it this time? Not quite. Good effort though. If he carries on doing that, eventually he'll make one of them. But it's probably a good thing that I'm not tearing the course up. And that the course isn't that easy. The 13th hole is definitely a drivable par 4 for somebody like myself. I'm taking the choke tee shot this time. Oh wait, this could be a problem. He tried to take the choke to slow it down, but I think he's overhit that. And he still reached the green, but it's a long way to go for his Eagle 2. Again, need I say more? The views look absolutely stunning. Even on this graphics card. I mean, I could have waited till tomorrow and played it on my bigger 4090, but it's not as if I need to play it on that because this computer is still good enough to do it. It's a beautiful attempt for an Eagle, just a bit too much power on it, which should be able to make the return. It was nice and it was an aggressive attempt to go for that. So he was going for it. And that's good. Very good. So he's up to 7 under now. 13th hole, a top par 3. It looks like there's not much to it, but there is some strategy involved. But he's hit it well enough anyway. Will he be able to... Wow, he stuck it. How good was that shot into 14? That's a definite tap in. I'm not sure that was supposed to be that easy, but he made it look easy. Terrific shot. The 15th hole is a par 4 measuring 476 yards. So a little bit of strategy on the second shot. Not much on the first. It's pretty much a strike and hit on the first. But we've got to be in a position to go straight at the flag, and I think he is. He's just turning it over a bit to the right because of the green break. Yeah, that's a fantastic shot. Really is. How well is he hitting the ball at the moment? And incidentally, I'm pleased to see that once we change the mode on the laptop to turbo, it seems to have held the 60 frames a second mark. That's a bad decision there. Should have thought about that one. He's going to pay the penalty. Yes, he is. He's going to run it off the turf. That wasn't a good shot at all there. Tries to get the recovery though. I mean, yes, the greens are playing very fast, but I wanted the challenge. It's still scoreable, as you can see, even at these conditions. And that's a good thing about Steve's courses. They're all scoreable, usually. And I've had no problem with any of the courses that I've played that have been his in the past. So now the 17th hole apparently is a downhill, majority downhill par 4, measuring 464 yards. But because of the shots I have available to me, I'm probably going to reduce it to a drive and a wedge, which is just unfortunate, but it's just the way I've built the character. But he's gone for it. Now is he going to... No, he's going to pay the penalty. Or a slight penalty, because he's going to push it into the rough. That was a big opportunity there. But let's see if the rough does anything to the ball. He's turned it against the green break, so that it should come back in towards the flag. Oh, and he's played it well. Good recovery. But, yeah, that tee shot wasn't good at all, to be fair. Gave himself the opportunity by taking out the power drive, but unfortunately for him, he couldn't keep it straight, but he was able to get the birdie though, and that was key. The last hole is a par 5, measuring 597 yards. Again, because of the fact that I've got the power drive, this hole is going to be much shorter for me than it would be for everybody else. And also because my power is rated at 90, that's another reason. That's a better drive this time. Over 400 yards. Renders this par 5, as unfortunate as it is, it renders this par 5 practically a non-challenge. Wasn't intentional, but of course If you build your golfer, you're going to get chances like that easily. And that was an easier look at eagle than it should have been, potentially. Can he finish off with an eagle on this fantastic looking course? I just feel pretty bad in a way that at times I've torn it up, because it is a good course, it is challenging, it does force you to make decisions, and some of them are obviously going to be difficult for the players that don't have the power options that I have. But that was a fantastic course to play. I really enjoyed that. Some of the holes were definitely reachable for the power haters. Say like 17 would have been. 18 definitely was, because I was able to convert it to an eagle. Whether it was intended to be reached is another idea. But I have managed to reach it and score an eagle, and I ended up with a score of -12, which isn't the highest of scores, but it's still pretty high for a normal round. But I enjoyed playing that. That is, again, a course that I would come back to again and again, purely and simply because the views are fantastic. I mean, thankfully I managed to sort out the 60 FPS issue by switching the power mode on this computer to the turbo mode, because it wasn't initially giving us the 60 FPS burn. So I may rerun it again with a guaranteed 60 FPS, or I can just run the video as it is and we'll just go from there. But that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks to Steve for another cracking course, and look forward to his future projects. But that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, thank you for your support and thanks for watching.